Are you a business owner stuck in fear, doubt, and worry about what the marketplace will look like in the future? Then this show is for you. Strap on your seatbelt and get ready to disrupt and innovate. Here's your host, Lisa Levy.
Get ready to dive into an exciting conversation with Steve Hasty, the co-owner of Swimming World and the president of Hasty Awards. With over 30 years of experience, Steve's dedication to swimming and Olympic sports is unparalleled. But his impact goes beyond just the business. He's a community leader serving on boards like Ottawa University's Awards and Recognition Association. Join us as we explore Steve's journey from the pool to the boardroom, where his passion for sports and community shines bright, blending his entrepreneurial mindset to bring the outlet, the scrutiny, and the direction necessary to foster growth and modernization in the publishing world. Steve, welcome to the conversation.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be here.
I'm so curious to learn about your background and what's brought you to trying to take on and revitalize publishing. So tell us a little bit about your journey and how you got to where you are today and why it matters.
So my connection with Swimming World started with my main company, which is Hasty Awards. Started by my parents. My father was a swim coach. So, of course, I grew up a swimmer. And every month couldn't wait to get the latest issue of Swimming World magazine and check out what the times are, how fast people are swimming and who's winning and who's going to be the next Olympian. We had amazing, it's not always easy having your dad as a swim coach, but we did develop a true love for the sport. When we got into the awards business, we started off by growing the business through the sport of swimming. We had a lot of contacts and networks, and we were able to grow to be basically, the awards company of the sport. We through that, one of the only advertising avenues that we had was Swimming World magazine. So I got to be a fan of the magazine, and then I got to be a customer of the magazine and learn a little bit about it. Became very good friends with the publisher. We were a major advertiser for them. And as they went through their historical transition, it ended up at the International Swimming Hall of Fame board, in which I was a member of the board. Brent had donated the magazine to the Hall of Fame as a dual role of both the CEO and running the magazine. It's a nonprofit. The magazine, starting out as a print magazine, obviously faced challenges transitioning into a digital format, and that type of transition does take capital. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a team. The Hall of Fame was not equipped to do that, and so I partnered with Jack Callahan, who's a collegiate swimmer from Villanova, still swims to this day and has an impressive background in print, both Sports Illustrated, Men's Health, and a variety of other magazines, and also shares the same love of Swimming World. And together we were able to purchase the magazine from the Hall of Fame. And it was final in January. We'd been working on it for about 4 or 5 months before that. And so that's how we got to where we're at. And now we own a brand that is basically regarded as the Bible of swimming.
And the brand is what really matters, right? The history, the connection to that. For people in the sport, it is the place to go for the data and the information in the sport to make a difference for our athletes and for people who are passionate about it. As you're taking on the transition, right? Digital transformation is challenging in every industry, for publications even more so. You talked a little bit about, right, the cost and the need for the team around that. Now that you have control of the magazine or the publication, what are your next steps? What are you building?
So, but we were fortunate to have an incredibly dedicated team of reporters and editors that were that stayed on through the transition while it was at the Hall of Fame. So from a nuts and bolts standpoint, we had these incredibly experienced individuals who went through the rocky times. And what we needed to, right off the bat, we understood that in order to get to a digital format, we needed to solidify our website and bring it to a little bit more modern feel, a little cleaner look. And now we are partnering with other swimming organizations. The biggest partnership that we have right now is with USA Swimming. They represent about 400,000 swimmers, 250,000 households. And for the first time in ever, Swimming World will be putting out a dual issue that will be in over 250,000 households here in the next couple of weeks. And so we're broadening our subscription base. We're broadening our advertiser base because of that. And the timing, I'd like to say that we knew what we were doing, but the timing is also perfect because of the Olympic trials. Swimming, as you know, is one of the most watched events in the Olympics, and it's a spectacle. The trials are going to be at the Lucas Oil Field, which is where the Indianapolis Colts play. They'll perform in front of 30,000 people, an indoor pool that they built basically on the floor of the field. It's amazing, and we're going to have an incredible team going to the Olympics and hopefully doing what we do best, which is usually win.
Absolutely. Swimming, Olympic sports and swimming it is so fabulous to watch because it's an individual sport, it's a team sport, and from a visual angle, you're right there. It's not like watching baseball, right? You don't have the scope of a field. The pool is just not that big. So yeah, I will give you credit for your timing is everything. And whether you were good or lucky, it doesn't actually matter because the timing is playing out perfectly.
Yeah, it really is.
With the growth and what you're looking for in the numbers that you shared, you were talking about roughly 400,000 potential customers in 250,000 households. The tie in that, and I may be making an inaccurate connection, but right in a family, if you have a swimmer, if you have multiple kids in the pool, and
Yeah.
it's a really nice tie to family, and that connection to have you to your father, to next generations, where this really is something that is holistic to a household and unlike other sports, because swim parents are very present and it is a family undertaking. And so you're able to make that connection into the household in multiple through multiple avenues. So for stickiness for Swimming World, that's fabulous opportunity to have some staying power for that foundation and then growth over time. When you're looking to the future, you obviously wanted the magazine, the publication and the content because you're passionate about it. But what is the impact that you want to make for future generations? What are you looking to grow into?
So swimming as a sport is in everybody's household every 4 years. And it's the off years that the truly committed swimming families are equally as they are in an Olympic year. They're just as committed to it the other years. The sport is one of the healthiest sports that you can do. Swimming is a lifetime skill, and whether you're competing or not, it also, through Master Swimming and other organizations, you're able to even compete into your 90s. And so what our vision for the magazine is to do what we do best, which is be the sport. We are the information, and we are covering with reporters on the ground at all of the major events. That part's the easy part. That's the part that we've done very well for quite a long time. What our goal and what our vision is to take the magazine into other avenues, such as health and wellness, into diets. It's a very interesting stories to hear For instance, how Michael Phelps trains, or what does Michael Phelps eat? These are all this is all information that can apply to every member of the family. While the household may have two swimmers in it, the parents probably are relatively active and may very well have swam themselves. But the information that we can bring to the table, our goal is to help every member of that family and every member of that household. And what that'll do is bring other brands into the sport. You watch golf, you watch tennis, you have major brands like car brands and Rolex and investment types companies. Those are companies that can really do well in this sport. And up till now, there hasn't been a publication or an entity that has brought all of these factions together. And that's our goal, and that's our vision.
And it's absolutely beautiful because it's a holistic view, right? You're looking at health and wellness and family, right? All of these are really strong cornerstones that advertisers and partners and other brands will want to partner with. And I had never really stopped to think about the reality that swimming doesn't have the major brand sponsorships. I mean, obviously we can talk about Speedo, and there are some brands that will tie very quickly together with it. But from a timing perspective, why isn't Rolex a predominant sponsor of the sport, which is a global phenomenon? It's not, it is a global sport. I am very excited, Steve, to hear the vision to revitalize something that was so real and crucial to you in your life, and taking that vision and broadening it out to people who share your passion, but then expanding the breadth and depth of what you're offering to a more holistic story, because content is king. And the more information that you get out there from different perspectives, the larger your audience will grow. If people are interested in learning more, where can they find out more about what's happening?
So you can go to swimmingworld.com. We have updates, of course, all day long with we have reporters all over the world covering all of the Olympic trials for all of the countries. Some very interesting stories, some breakouts, performances by young swimmers, certainly at the competitive level. We also do quite a bit of coverage of master swimming, as well as artistic water polo and diving. So you can really get all of your aquatic news at one place right there at swimmingworld.com. And we'll have reporters on the ground in Paris and reporters on the ground in Indianapolis. So in the future, we're looking to get more and more digital, where phones are going to be a part of it. But those are things that we're just about finished and we'll be releasing here in the next couple of months.
That is absolutely fabulous. I am so honored that you had the time to share the beginning of your journey as you're on the cusp of what will be truly disruptive for swimming world, and the new coverage and the ability that you have at the trials, and then obviously going on into the Olympics.
Right.
Audience members, you know my rules. Don't get left behind. Join me next time.
That's it for today's episode of Disrupt and Innovate. Head over to iTunes and subscribe to the show.